Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speak Slow English channel. We are so happy to have you here with us today.
That's right. In this episode, we're going to have a very real, unscripted conversation about daily life, our struggles with routine, and how we try to stay productive.
Exactly. By listening to this conversation, you'll learn natural American vocabulary, useful phrasal verbs, and you'll hear exactly how native speakers talk to each other. It's perfect for your shadowing practice.
So, before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on improving your English fluency.
All right, let's get started. Honestly, how are you doing today? You look a little bit tired.
You can tell? Well, to be honest, I'm doing pretty well. But my morning didn't go exactly as planned. I tried to wake up super early, like 6 o'clock a.m.
Oh, really? Were you trying to join the 5 a.m. club? I've tried that before, and it was a total disaster for me.
Laughs. I wouldn't say the 5 a.m. club, but I wanted to get a head start on the day. But when the alarm went off, I just kept hitting the snooze button. Do you have that problem?
Every single day. I think hitting the snooze button is my worst habit. There's something so comforting about just 5 more minutes of sleep, but usually that 5 minutes turns into 30 minutes.
Exactly. And then you end up rushing around the house like a crazy person. It's funny because on social media, you see all these influencers with their aesthetic morning routines, drinking lemon water, doing yoga, and I'm just looking for my other sock.
That is so relatable. I think that perfect morning routine is a myth for most people. For me, if I can just manage to make a decent cup of coffee and brush my teeth on time, I consider that a success. Speaking of coffee, are you a coffee person?
Oh, I am definitely a coffee person. I literally cannot function without it. It's not even about the energy anymore. It's just the ritual of it. Taking those 5 minutes to brew it is the only calm part of my morning.
I agree. I used to buy it at Starbucks way too often, and my bank account started to suffer. So I bought an espresso machine last year. Now I make an iced latte every morning, even in the winter.
No way, I'm with you on that. Iced coffee just tastes better. But tell me, once you've had your caffeine fix, how do you structure your day? Since we work from home sometimes, I find it really hard to separate home life from work life.
That is the biggest challenge, isn't it? When your living room is also your office, it's hard to switch off. I try to use the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of that?
Vaguely. Is that the one with the timer?
Yeah. So you work for 25 minutes completely focused. No phone, no social media. And then you take a 5-minute break. It sounds simple, but it really helps me not to burn out. Otherwise, I find myself staring at the screen for hours, but not actually getting anything done.
I might need to try that. My problem is that I get distracted so easily. I'll start working on a report and then I'll remember I need to do laundry or I'll get a notification on my phone.
Oh, the phone is dangerous. It's a rabbit hole. You check one notification and suddenly you've spent 20 minutes scrolling through Instagram. I actually had to turn off all notifications on my phone during work hours.
That's smart. I think I need to do that. But what do you do when you feel totally unmotivated? Like on those days when you just can't focus no matter what?
If I'm really stuck, I usually change my environment. Sometimes I'll just go to a local coffee shop or even the library. Just being around other people who are working makes me feel guilty if I'm not working. It's like positive peer pressure.
That makes total sense. I love coffee shop vibes. The background noise actually helps me focus better than total silence.
Exactly. Although, sometimes the pastries are a distraction. I end up eating more than working. But let's shift gears a little bit. We're talking about work, but what about downtime? What do you do when you finally close the laptop for the day?
Lately, I've been trying to get back into reading. I realized I spend way too much time watching Netflix. Don't get me wrong, I love a good series, but I felt like my brain was turning to mush. So I made a goal to read 10 pages a day.
I love that. Brain turning to mush. That is such a good way to describe it. I've been trying to get outdoors more. I've started going for walks in the park right before sunset. It's a nice way to decompress.
Walking is so underrated. It clears your head. Do you listen to music when you walk, or do you listen to podcasts?
It depends on my mood. If I'm stressed, I just listen to music or nothing at all, just the birds and the city noise. But if I'm feeling productive, I'll listen to a tech podcast or maybe something about history.
That's cool. I'm usually listening to true crime podcasts. I know everyone listens to them, but they are so addictive. I'll be walking down the street looking over my shoulder because the story is so scary.
Laughs. Oh my gosh, I can't do that. I need something uplifting or funny. Life is already stressful enough.
Fair point. You know, speaking of stress and needing a break, I've been daydreaming about a vacation lately. If you could go anywhere right now, where would you go?
Oh, that's the million-dollar question. I think right now I'm craving nature. I'd love to go to Switzerland. Seeing the mountains and the green valleys, it looks like a fairy tale. What about you? Beach or mountains?
I am definitely a beach person. Give me white sand, clear blue water, and a cold drink, and I am happy. I've actually been looking at tickets to Hawaii. It's expensive, but I feel like it would be worth it.
I haven't been, but it's on my bucket list. But traveling has gotten so complicated and expensive lately.
Tell me about it. Flight prices are insane. I'm thinking of maybe doing a staycation instead if I can't afford the big trip. Just exploring my own city like a tourist.
That is actually a really good idea. We often ignore the cool spots in our own city because we live there. We take it for granted. Last month, I went to a museum downtown that I've walked past for 5 years but never entered. It was amazing.
You know, speaking of exploring the city and acting like a tourist, there is one big problem with that plan.
Let me guess. It costs money?
Exactly. Every time I leave my apartment, I feel like I end up spending $50 without even trying. Are you good at saving money or are you a spender?
Oh, that is a painful question. I want to say I'm a saver, but my credit card statement says otherwise. I think I'm an emotional spender. You know, retail therapy? If I've had a bad week, I buy something to make myself feel better.
I am guilty of that too. Retail therapy is real. But for me, the problem isn't going to the mall. It's online shopping. It's too easy. I'll be laying in bed at 11 p.m. and suddenly I've bought a new pair of shoes that I don't need.
The internet is dangerous for that. The one-click buy button is the enemy. I get packages delivered to my door, and sometimes I forget what I even ordered. It's like a present from my past self to my future self.
Laughs. That's one way to look at it. But do you ever get buyer's remorse? Like as soon as the package arrives, you regret spending the money?
All the time, especially with clothes. I'll buy something because it looked good on the model, but when I try it on, it looks terrible. Then I have to go through the hassle of returning it, which is so annoying.
Returning things is the worst. I usually just keep it because I'm too lazy to go to the post office. That's why I actually prefer shopping in person sometimes. I like to feel the fabric and try things on before I pay. Do you still go to actual malls?
Rarely. Crowds give me anxiety. I only go to the mall if I need something very specific, like a suit for a wedding or a last-minute gift. Otherwise, I avoid it. I prefer window shopping, just walking past stores and looking, but not buying.
Window shopping is safe. It's free. But okay, let's switch topics from clothes to something more essential. What about grocery shopping? Do you enjoy it or is it a chore for you?
Oh, I hate it. It's definitely a chore. First of all, grocery prices have gone up so much lately. I walk out with 2 bags of food and it costs $100. It's insane.
I know, inflation is hitting hard. I try to make a list before I go so I don't buy random snacks, but I always fail. I'll go in for milk and eggs and I come out with chips, cookies, and fancy cheese. Never go grocery shopping when you are hungry.
That is the golden rule. Never shop on an empty stomach. But because grocery shopping is such a hassle, do you end up cooking at home or do you rely on takeout?
That is my weakness. I start the week with good intentions. I'll say, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm cooking healthy meals. But by Wednesday, I'm tired, work was stressful, and it's so much easier to just open an app and order pizza or Thai food.
I feel you. And it's not just the food price. It's the delivery fees. You order a $15 burrito, and after taxes, tips, and service fees, it's suddenly $30. It makes no sense, but I still do it because I'm lazy.
We pay for convenience, right? I've been trying to get into meal prepping to stop ordering out. Have you ever tried that? You know, cooking a big batch of chicken and rice on Sunday for the whole week?
I've tried it once. The problem is I get bored eating the same thing every day. By Thursday, I look at that container of leftover chicken and I just can't do it. I need variety.
I get that. It does get repetitive. But you know what I never get bored of? Dessert. I have such a huge sweet tooth. No matter how full I am after dinner, I always have room for something sweet.
Same here. It's like we have a separate stomach just for dessert. What's your weakness? Chocolate? Ice cream?
Ice cream for sure, especially in the summer. But lately I've been trying to cut down on sugar because I noticed it makes me crash in the afternoon. Do you try to watch your diet or do you eat whatever you want?
I try to follow the 80-20 rule. I eat healthy 80% of the time. Lots of salads, protein, veggies. And then 20% of the time I let myself eat junk food. Like On Friday nights, that's my cheat meal. I'll have a burger and fries, and I won't feel guilty about it.
That sounds like a healthy balance. I think if you restrict yourself too much, you end up binge eating later. Life is too short not to eat the burger occasionally.
Exactly. Moderation is key. But speaking of healthy habits, this leads me to another struggle of mine. It's not just about food, it's about moving, staying active.
Oh boy, are we talking about the gym? Because that is a topic I have a love-hate relationship with.
Me too. I pay for a gym membership every month, and I think I go maybe 4 times. It's basically a donation at this point.
Laughs. A donation to the gym. That is hilarious and sad because it's true. I find gyms intimidating. Everyone looks so fit and knows exactly what they are doing, and I'm just there trying not to drop a weight on my foot.
That's why I prefer working out at home or just running outside. It's free, and nobody is watching me struggle. But we can talk more about fitness and hobbies in a bit. Before that, I wanted to ask you something about technology since we talked about online shopping earlier.
Sure, what about it?
Do you feel like technology is helping us relax or making us more stressed? Because even when I'm eating my cheat meal or trying to relax, I'm usually staring at a screen.
That's a deep question. I think it's a double-edged sword. It connects us, but it also disconnects us from the real world. Like, when was the last time we just sat in silence without checking our phones?
I can't even remember. That's actually kind of scary. Maybe that should be our challenge for next week, a digital detox.
You know, we talked about doing a digital detox, putting the phones away. But that begs the question, if we aren't scrolling on our phones, what are we actually going to do with our free time?
That is the scary part. We've forgotten how to be bored. But I think that's where hobbies come in. Real hobbies, not just watching TV.
Exactly. Have you tried picking up any new skills lately? I remember you said you wanted to learn how to play the guitar a few years ago. How did that go?
Laughs. Oh, don't remind me. That was a disaster. I bought a guitar, learned 3 chords, and then my fingers started hurting, so I quit. It's gathering dust in the corner of my room now. I think I lack patience.
Learning an instrument is incredibly hard. I tried to get into painting during the lockdown. I bought all the brushes and the canvas. I thought I was going to be the next Bob Ross.
Let me guess. It didn't turn out like a masterpiece?
It looked like a kindergarten project. But you know what? It was actually relaxing. Even though I was bad at it, just moving the brush and mixing colors felt therapeutic. I think we are too obsessed with being good at things. Sometimes it's okay to just do something for fun, even if you suck at it.
That is such a good point. We live in a world where everything has to be a side hustle or a talent we show off on Instagram. We forgot how to just play. But speaking of learning hard things, this reminds me of what our listeners are doing right now.
You mean learning English?
Exactly. Learning a language is probably one of the hardest hobbies you can have. It's a mental workout. It's way harder than learning 3 chords on a guitar.
Oh, 100%. I have so much respect for people learning a second language. It's frustrating. You have days where you feel fluent, and then the next day you forget a simple word like umbrella, and you feel like a beginner again.
It's called the intermediate plateau. You learn fast at the beginning, but then you get stuck in the middle. You can understand everything, but when you try to speak, the words just don't come out naturally.
That is the worst feeling. It's like the words are stuck on the tip of your tongue. So, what do you think is the secret to getting past that? How do you get to the next level?
I think it's exactly what we are doing right now. Immersion. You have to surround yourself with the language. Listen to podcasts, watch movies without subtitles, and just talk, even if you make mistakes.
Even if you make mistakes, that is the key. Perfectionism is the enemy of fluency. If you are terrified of using the wrong grammar, you will never speak. You have to be willing to sound a little bit silly sometimes.
Absolutely. Native speakers make mistakes too. We use slang, we mumble, we cut off sentences. Real English isn't perfect textbook English. That's why shadowing these conversations is so helpful. It trains your mouth to move like a native speaker.
So true. Consistency is better than perfection. Just do a little bit every day. It's like the gym. You can't go once for 5 hours and expect to get muscles. You have to go for 30 minutes every day.
I love that comparison. English is a muscle. So, looking ahead, we've talked about our morning routines, our bad shopping habits, and our hobbies. As we wrap up this conversation, what is one goal you have for the next year? It doesn't have to be big.
That's a good question. I think my goal is to be more present. I want to stop multitasking. If I'm eating, I just want to eat. If I'm talking to a friend, I want to put the phone away and just listen. I feel like life is moving too fast and I'm missing the small moments. What about you?
That's beautiful. Mine is a bit more practical. I really want to prioritize my health. Not just losing weight, but actually feeling good, sleeping more, drinking more water, and maybe, just maybe, finally using that gym membership I pay for.
Laughs. I believe in you. We can hold each other accountable.
Deal. Well, this has been such a fun conversation. It felt really good to just sit down and chat about everything.
It really did. And to everyone listening, thank you for hanging out with us for this long session. We hope you picked up some new vocabulary and felt a little more confident in your listening skills.
Definitely. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment down below and tell us, what is one bad habit you want to break? Is it the snooze button, online shopping, or maybe procrastination? We'd love to read your stories.
Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to Speak Slow English for more conversations like this.
Keep practicing, stay consistent, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone!
Bye.